travel along the trail in May and June, there's this plant blooming that has sort of purplish, pinkish blue flowers, and it's called spiderwort. And there's a bunch of them right here. So take a look at it. The flowers on this plant only last for one day, but there are lots and lots of flowers, so there's a new one every day. Let's think about the name for a minute. It's called spiderwort. Now, wort is just an old English name for plant. But what does this plant have to do with spiders? Why don't you take a few minutes and think about what this plant might have to do with spiders, where that name might come from. So what did you come up with? Some people have suggested that maybe the little hairs in the middle of the plant on the stamens, some people might have thought they kind of looked like spider webs. Other people have said that maybe this plant was used for spider bites, to treat spider bites. But probably the answer is that if you cut the stem of the plant, it's got some sticky stuff inside that it stretches out, and when it dries, it kind of looks like a dried spider web. So you probably didn't guess that, but if you want to break a little piece of the stem off and stretch it out and see if you think that looks like a spider web, because that's where they think the name came from. So don't break a whole bunch of pieces off, but if you want to just break off one and take a look to see if you agree with the name, feel free to do that. Another interesting thing about this plant is how it attracts bees to it. So many flowers make nectar that the bees can smell, and then they come and drink the nectar, which is sweet. But if you put your nose up and take a sniff at this plant, you'll see it doesn't smell at all. Instead, this plant just makes lots and lots of pollen. And so the bees come and collect the pollen from the anthers, and the pollen is bright yellow, and you can see it on there. The bees need pollen because it has lots of protein in it. And so they take it back when they're raising young. The larvae need lots of protein, and so the bees will pack it into special baskets on their legs. And the picture on the right here shows you the orange where this bee has packed its baskets full of pollen. So if you want to, you could sit and watch these spiderwort flowers for a while and see if you see any bees come to visit them. And then you can actually see them taking the pollen and packing it into these little holders on their legs. So keep your eye out for more spiderwort plants along the Kenwood Heritage Trail. There are lots of them to see.